Okay, now we will see the source of light. Usually, nowadays we are using in the maximum area we are using the electrical light sources. Okay, because we know that every area it's become very easy to access, and then it become more popular. Some of the reasons are there. Before the electrical lamp invention, what they did by using the fire, okay, by using some other fuels, they started to create the light. Okay, but nowadays the electrically created the light source, it will be more less cost, and then it is eco-friendly, means it will not get any kind of smoke or so like that that kind of any dangerous not there, and then it gives good efficiency also, so that we are using electrical energy electrical sources, light sources. Also we have different types of light sources. Okay, in this it is given electric arc lamps, incandescent lamps, gaseous discharge lamp, fluorescent lamp, like this. Okay, in electrical arc lamp, okay, what will happen, the principle is the ionization of air. So air will be ionized. So what will happen, the arc will be created between the two electrodes. So based upon that we will give the light. That is the electric arc lamps. But in our syllabus it is not there, so we will not going to see that the electric arc lamps. Second one is incandescent lamp. Incandescent means based upon the temperature it will give the light. Okay, in fire we know if you burn any material, it will give heat and light also, right? Same like that, we use the electricity to produce at high temperature. Based upon that, the material will give the hot body will give the light and heat. Okay, here we use the filament, that is a fine metallic wire. In this we pass the current, and then when we pass the current, it will create a high temperature in that filament. Then it will give the electromagnetic waves. If that wave if it available in the visible region, then we can call it as a light. Okay, then gaseous discharge lamp. In that the gas or metal vapor, it is happening some chemical reaction, and then after that happening some discharge. So in that light will be produced. Next one is fluorescent lamp. In fluorescent lamp, we know the fluorescent tube, we will say tube light. In that some materials like phosphor powders will be covered in that tube. It will expose the ultraviolet rays. It will give a good visible range wavelength. So this principle employed in the fluorescent lamp. These are the light sources. So that light sources, we are going to see only two in this lecture video. One is incandescent lamp, another one is halogen lamp. Both are in the same family, incandescent lamp family. First one is a filament lamp. Okay, we, as you are seeing in the figure, you are seeing na, as you are seeing in the figure, we are using normally in day-to-day life in home. Nowadays we are not using that much, but we know this, right? Normally we are seeing this bulb. So this is the temperature dependent source. Here what is happening, we will pass the electric current through the fine metallic wire. We can call that filament. Okay, that is also like a conductor, like a wire, but it is very soft, okay, very thin, but it will be very strong. So that metal should be some special characters. It will give the light also, it should not be melted, like that. Some characters are there. That filament, when it absorbs the electric current, it gives the at high temperature, because of the resistance. When it produces high temperature, that time it will emit the heat and light energy. Okay, as we know in welding shop also, how the iron rod, when it is become hot, it will be red color. When it is the heat that increased more and more, what will happen, that red will become white. Okay, same like that here also, when the filament at a low temperature, it will emit the heat energy. The red color will slowly become yellow, and then it will, at high temperature, it will give the white color. Yeah, solid light it will give. So that is the principle of the incandescent lamp. Okay, because of the heat, it will give the light. So we are telling that temperature dependent sources. Okay, if temperature, enough temperature is there, it will give the light, good light it will give. Okay, so this is the thing of the basic important thing of the incandescent lamp. So now we are going to see the construction. Here in this diagram, the parts are given, and then here this is the top portion, and then here 2 pin will be there, you know that. Then this is the glass. Okay, this is the glass bulb, and then here the pin is connected, the 2 pins. Okay, this is the aluminum cap. Okay, this is the aluminum cap, and then this glass bulb is connected. Okay, this is the covering the area of the filament, and then wire and everything. Okay, inside there will be the filament. Okay, in this bulb we are using the tungsten filament. Okay, this wire, this is the filament. Okay, this is the filament, and then yeah, this is the filament, and then some support wires are there, and then this is the glass button. That support wire is connected in the glass button, and then this is the lead wire. This is conducting the current. This is from this wire only the current is coming to the that filament. Okay, here some more parts are given, the exhaust tube and then the stem tube and then some additional tubes are given. Okay, so these and all for safety. So how the electric current is coming to the this filament. Okay, we will see here there is a it consists of evacuated glass bulb and then aluminum or brass cap is there. Okay, and then 2 pin will be there, that will be used for inserting into socket. Inside the tungsten filament is there, and then the support wire made of molybdenum. The support wire for holding the filament in proper position. Actually, the tungsten filament will be very thin one. So for holding and all will be difficult. So if it is proper position, then only we will get enough light source, and then proper light source also. So we use the support wires, and then the support wires contain the glass button. Okay, this stem tube it create the airtight seal. So whenever the filament glass melted, it will be like a safeguard, so it will not allow it will fill down. It is like it will create a airtight seal. Now we will see the operation. As I told you, the same process only we are going to see little elaborately. When electric current is made to flow through the fine metallic tungsten filament, its temperature increases. At very high temperature, the filament emits both heat and light radiations, which fall in the visible region. The maximum temperature at which the filament can be worked without oxidation is 2000 degrees centigrade. Beyond this temperature, the tungsten filament blackens the inside of the bulb. Here we can see the thing. We pass the electric current to the wire, so the temperature increase. So high temperature, it will emit the light and heat. It will fall on the visible region. Here the noticeable point is at 2000 degree, above 2000 degree, up to 2000 degree, it will work without oxidation. More than that, beyond that temperature, the tungsten filament blackens inside the bulb. It will become black. So this is a disadvantage. So for rectifying this problem, we have to do something. So what we do means the scientists, what they did, they try to fill some gases, inert gases. Inert means it will not do any chemical reaction. Nitrogen, argon, this gas and all. So for efficient operation of the filament lamp, beyond the 2000 degrees centigrade, we are inserting the small quantity of nitrogen gas and argon gas. But if we insert the gas, okay, instead of keeping a vacuum, what will happen? The heat of the lamp is conducted away and it reduces the efficiency of the lamp. Okay, heat will be little reduced, but we can't do anything there because we need to think about the blackening problem also. When we insert the gas, see, the heat is the playing major role. If the enough heat is there, then only it will give enough light. That only we are saying the efficiency. So what we are doing to avoid this, to reduce this loss, we have to make sure the filament should take a very little space. Okay, it should have enough resistance also. At the same time, it should be in very little space. Okay, it can be done by the single coil filament instead of the straight wire filament. Means we will use like a coil. Okay, then we will achieve this. Here the coil element is there instead of straight wire, single coil. This is a coiled coil. This also we can use. Okay, here we are going to see few desirable characters of the filament. Actually, these are the materials we can use: carbon, tantalum, tungsten, osmium. These are the material we can use for filament. But we are using the tungsten. Few properties should have. Few properties should be there in the filament. We will see one by one. The melting point of the filament should be high, which means even though if the temperature is so high, actually for tungsten filament the temperature is 3400, approximately 3400 degrees Celsius temperature. It should not melt, it should give the light. So that filament melting point should be high. That material melting point should be high. Second point is the temperature coefficient. The temperature coefficient should be low. The temperature coefficient, that is the dependence on resistance and the temperature, the value. Okay. For example, some material, if you increase the temperature, the resistance will be decrease. With that relation only we will say temperature coefficient. That temperature coefficient value will be low for this, should be low for this filament material. And another thing, it should have the high resistive, because if it is high resistive, automatically that temperature will be high. Because we know if the current passes through any conductor, because of the resistance, the heat will be produced. We know that I square R loss, that is heat. So it should be high resistive material. And next thing is, it should have the good mechanical strength for withstanding vibrations. And then metal should be ductile. Okay, so these are the important properties. Now we are going to see two effect in incandescent lamp. One is aging effect. When the time goes on, okay, what will happen? The life will be 1000 hours or 750 hours. If the time goes on, the passage of time, what will happen? The filament, what will happen? What kind of the problem will be there? The same efficiency won't be there. So that thing we are going to see. And second one is effect of voltage variation. If suppose there is a variation in voltage, what will happen if it is the voltage is more than the range of the filament lamp or less than the filament lamp, what will happen? That thing also we are going to see. So in tungsten lamp, when the age increases, the time of the life of the lamp, it is slowly decreased. What will happen? The output of the light will be decreased as the lamp ages. Ages means you understood. In our life also, our age is increasing. No, day by day, we are reaching the next level ages. That term only we are using in the filament lamp also. So as the age is increasing, as the age is going on, that output of the light will be decreased. There is two reasons for that. One is the filament evaporation, the vaporization of the filament. So as the heat increases, the filament will be evaporated. So what will happen? The coil diameter will be decreased. So the current it draws less current. So automatically what will happen? The output will be decreased, because we know the heat is I square R. If I is reduced, automatically the I square R will be reduced. So heat will be reduced, automatically the light will be reduced. So all are the interdependent. So in very high temperature, the evaporation of filament is happening. So that is one of the problem. And second thing, because of that, it creates the black layer, or we can say blackens inside the lamp. Okay, so that also the enough light will not be given. The current drawn from the mains and the power consumed by the filament will decrease. So it will decrease the efficiency with the passage of time. As time goes on, it will be reduced. And then because of the blackening of the inside of the bulb also, the enough light will not be received. Okay, this is the voltage variation effects of voltage variation. Here the graph is given. In x-axis we draw the normal voltage, and y-axis we take the life of the lamp, and then power consumption, efficiency, and then luminous output, everything. If we increase the voltage than normal voltage, actually it is in the graph, it is given in the percentage. Okay, more than 100%. If you increase the voltage, what will happen? Everything, power consumption, and then efficiency, and then luminous output, everything will increase. You can see the graph. Power consumption after 100% also, if you increase the voltage, the power consumption also will increase, efficiency also will increase, and then output, that also will increase. But what will happen if you increase the voltage? The life will be reduced. Okay, see here, the when we increase, see after 100%, when we increase the voltage, the life will be below 20. So the graph is coming here like this. Okay, when it is 100% or below 100%, it is more than 120. But after 100, you just see this, it is started reducing. Okay, reducing of life. So when we increase the voltage, normal voltage, it will reduce the life of the lamp, but it will increase the efficiency and consumption and luminous output. Few advantages are there. It will be available in various shapes and size, and then it is operating at a unity power factor, and then it is not affected by any surrounding temperature, and then different color lights will be there. If you use a different color glass, you will get different too. Okay, now we will see the halogen lamps. Halogen lamps also one of the incandescent lamp. That is the latest member of the incandescent lamp. Okay, by seeing the diagram, so you can understand the things until maximum more or less same. Little bit different is there. Actually, there was two problem in incandescent lamp, in filament lamp. One is evaporation of filament, so there is a black deposit inside the bulb. It reduces the efficiency. So for avoiding that evaporation of the filament, what we are going to do, we are going to add a halogen gas, iodine, boramine. Now like that we have the halogen gases. If we use halogen gas, what will happen? That halogen gas will react with the evaporated filament, and then it will restore back to the filament. So what will happen? The diameter will not be reduced. The lamp efficiency will be increased. And then here we have extra one coat is there, that is a quartz metal cover is there around the filament. This inside the quartz also we have some halogen gases, and then here glass also we have some halogen gases. Okay, so what will happen? This halogen gas, it will do some chemical reaction with the evaporated tungsten vapor, and then it will set back with the filament. Okay, so that is the main important principle of the halogen lamp. Okay, these are the advantages. No blackening lamp, so no depreciation of luminous output. High operating temperature with increased luminous efficiency. See here, 22 lumens per watt. It is increased to 33 lumens per watt. And then reduced dimensions of lamp. After that, the life of the lamp will also increase. 2000 hours will be. And then better color rendition. Actually, color rendition means depends upon the light, the color natural thing will be visible in our eye. If it is a not proper color, we will not see the accurate, the exact color. Which light it is giving the exact color of the object, that property is called color rendition. Okay, that which means it will give good color rendition, better color rendition, means in that light the exact color will be visible. Okay, it is manufactured up to 5 kilowatt. It is suitable for outdoor illuminations. Buildings, playing fields, large gardens, fountains, car parks, airport runways, public halls, factories, sports halls, court of limit, TV, studios. So many areas we will use this. Okay, now we will see the summary. We saw the laws of illumination. E is equal to I cos theta by r square. The square of the distance between the source and the surface inversely proportional to the illumination E. And then cos theta, the cosine angle between the normal and the that incident ray at a point is directly proportional to the illumination. And then sources of the light, we saw that arc lamp, incandescent lamp, gas discharge lamp, fluorescent lamp. Incandescent principle is in a very high temperature that filament will emit both heat and light energy. And in filament wire will have some important character: high melting point, high resistance, good mechanical strength, and should be ductile. Aging effect because of the evaporation of filament and blackening of the lamp inside. Because of that, the light output will decrease. Voltage variation: if you increase the voltage, it will reduce the lamp light, and it will increase the lamp efficiency, lamp output, and then the power consumption. Halogen lamp is the incandescent lamp. That halogen has gas filled in that. It will avoid the evaporation of filament. It is used in sports hall, TV studio, and public hall, and large gardens, and the airport runways. These are the reference: J.B. Gupta, Utilization of Electric Power and Electric Traction, C. Katari and Sons Publications. H. Pradab, this is the author name. Art and Science of Utilization of Electrical Energy, Dhanpat Rai and Co. Publications. Thank you.